We're invested in some tech today. Let's get right into it. So this is the first stock that I just purchased right before close. And as you guys know, I normally don't purchase before an earnings call. I have risk as a general thing that we're going to always evaluate with every investment, right? We have to look at, obviously, if something's worth less than a penny or something like that, it doesn't always mean that it's a good deal because it's a low price. You guys know that. But one thing to consider is if we have an intrinsic value, right, a real value that's above the current price, and we can get in before we believe the rest of the market is going to identify the value in something, then potentially that's when you do take some risk, right? Maybe you do buy. So essentially, we're in SuperMicro Computer. This is a stock that is based out of San Jose, California, and they are reporting earnings after hours. Now, you guys know I normally don't invest right before earnings, but sometimes we do in the case of tech, as it's consistently growing, and we see a lot of growth in AI and in data and tech. The reason why is because it's so predictable, right? Not predictable, but it's so ever growing right now. It's extremely growing, which is something that could be more predictable, right? So when we look at what we're doing here with SuperMicro Computer, we are up a little bit over $67 right now. I just entered the trade right now. We're up about 1.09% on the day so far, and I just entered. A couple reasons why I entered. That MACD definitely was looking oversold. The RSI definitely looking very oversold there. And we saw them sell off aggressively after the 30th. They got earnings after today, and we're anticipating that that could be an increase in their stock price. Now, when we look at this company in the technicals, there's a couple of things that you want to consider. Obviously, when you look on just the past few months, they haven't really been making a lot of headway. And that was part of the reason why I was actually interested in getting in today. I think that they're a good company, and they supply for NVIDIA and for AMD, right? So that just gives you an idea of the level at which they are playing. So NVIDIA, the most valuable company in the world, more valuable than Apple, more valuable than Tesla or any company you can think of, right? They are the most valuable company. This company supplies the microchips for that company too. So they're the main customers. We could go look at it here, but yeah, I mean it's evident. AMD and NVIDIA. So a couple things when you look like on the near term, past few months, it seems right now it's out of support. Okay, so that was part of my reason for getting in. Right now we're up a little bit over 1.63% so far today. I was in an oil U position earlier today because I'm anticipating, because we saw oil production slow, and so that's going to drive up some of the oil prices. The reason why I got out is because I saw this opportunity right here, and I'm already up more. I ended that position up. So anyway, let's get into what this profit potential kind of looks like. Of course, we could see it, continue this downtrend right here, of course. But we could also see it make back to previous levels. If we see it get back here to that, what is the price point that we're looking at, around $40? That's an 80% increase. If we see it get back, kind of stay true to pattern here, we're looking at a 100% increase on the near term. If we look on the 5-year, you could see they've had a lot of success in the past few years. And then recently in the past year, they've kind of sold off, if it will load for us. So as you can see, kind of looks similar to NVIDIA or Tesla in 2020. And we saw it sell off. We saw it get down here to the low. And this is actually where we just purchased. Now, of course, you look at it and you say, wow, it might, we might see it just sheer cliff right down. But there's a couple indicators. We saw of course, MACD and RSI, it's not always 100%. They got earnings today, which is kind of a fundamental play. And we see that they recovered quite a bit just in the past hour. So let's, just take a look. They really started to find a floor here, started to push up. And now we are at about 2.7% since I just entered this trade about 5 minutes ago. So I entered right here. My average price point was $26.86, which was right about here. Now we're up to what we just saw peak up to $27.70. So now we're up a little bit under $200 on the day so far. Simply put, you just have to seize opportunities. I was looking at this stock a while. I was anticipating whether or not we're going to get in, and I thought to myself, when I've made prompt decisions on companies that we see value in, and I've made that decision as based on what I know as a person, not going to stress out about, hey, what's the market going to do? What's elections going to do? What's this going to happen? But what I know as a trader, and you just have to trust. You have to trust in your own abilities. And you make mistakes, you make good investments. So far, I've found that I've been making fairly good investments, just trusting my instincts. And you guys, in StockMate, for example, where I trade live at market open, you guys have gotten to see some really good moves this week that we've been able to take advantage of. So let's take a look here. We're seeing push up right before end of day. We're at it's 1:54 p.m. So where I'm at, market closes at 2 p.m. So we got about 6 minutes left in the market. I'm anticipating we might see this push up. This right now is a buy and anticipation of earnings. So that's what we're seeing. Now you hope that the earnings are going to stay congruent with the anticipation, right? So again, we got in right here, 26.86. We're up, what is about 3% on what we put in. Oh, we're right here. Okay. So now we're actually pushing up on the week. Let's just go to the 1 minute as we're here. So again, this is something that you look for. Now we're getting this previous resistance that we saw back in just after market open today. If earnings go well, we could see this stock really get back up to. I don't want to say we're gonna see it get up to in a short period of time up to here, which is the $48 that it sold off from on October 30th. But I definitely could see us push back up. This is actually something really, really interesting, because if you look at this movement here, this was a sell-off because they hadn't reported all of their financials. Okay, this was a sell-off because they hadn't reported all their financials, and that's what the fundamentals were. Then we saw it sell off. Now we're here. We see it push back up. Now, a couple things. This looks really similar to what we saw when we had the robo-taxi events back in October. I just want you guys to see this, because this is something you may want to look at. See this sell-off right here? This was a sell-off that we saw right after the robo-taxi events, right? That was on TSLA. Right? So Tesla. Then they kind of did the similar thing. And then they reported earnings right here on October 23rd. And we saw Tesla recover fully from that sell-off. It sold off from 245 down to 215. And it recovered fully and back up all the way to 270 before recently selling off. Now it's looking bullish. It just pushed up above that EMA Tesla stock. But that's kind of what was going through my head here. I'm seeing we saw some news push SuperMicro computer down, and now we're just getting ready to report earnings. And again, you guys know, even Tesla, I sold before earnings, because I didn't want to hold in earnings. And sometimes that bites me. Sometimes it works out really well. I'm moderate. I'm not doing that every single earnings, but I'm a moderate investor when it comes to investing before earnings. We are not always doing that, but we do. So now we see kind of an overextension on the MACD. We see an overextension here on the RSI. But again, it's a fundamental play, so I'm going to hold. Again, we got about 2 minutes left before market close. So I'll keep you guys updated on this position. I actually wish now that I ran this as a live session for you guys to be able to see. Hey guys, I just decided to sell SuperMicro computer right before market close. Tammy and I are going to what stinks?
It smells like
Oh, okay. We'll censor that out. We're going to Ross really quick here. Beautiful mountains in the background in New Mexico. And so I just wanted to sell because I don't want to hold on to a stock through earnings. Just how I feel. And also I'm a little sketched about the company because NVIDIA, they recently said that they're not going to supply or partner with SuperMicro computer. So that's why I sold early, but made a little bit over 200 bucks. So we're good. Let's get into Ross. You ready?
your favorite.
Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you all. If you want to watch me trade live as soon as tomorrow, I would encourage you guys to go ahead and click the second link in the description. That's StockMate. Just a friendly reminder, expiring on Friday is our $200 off coupon code. So if you want to get $200 off, we just recently launched. That's expiring Friday. Just a friendly reminder. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.